Hi everyone, John here. I want to go through how I go about my typical day, taking a quick look at S&Ps, and selling off the last couple of days, taking a quick look at the hourly chart. Price is also trading below that 200 moving average. I do have some symmetry support that is mapped out using the pullbacks from these areas. So this one's a pullback right around $30. And that will be the first area of support I want to see if price can hold. Jumping over on the NASDAQ on the daily chart. Yesterday we put in a new lower low, so there's definitely some weakness that is coming through with the NASDAQ. Now on the hourly chart, also trading below that 200 moving average. Looking to see if we can get a bounce out of here, coming back here to retest for more downside correction. Diamonds on the daily chart, staying up above that 200, but we kind of be in the sideways pattern. It's not really pushing into new higher highs. On the hourly chart, also trading below that 200. Russell 2000, always been in a sideways pattern for months and months as well. On the hourly chart, trading below that 200. And the transports are looking weak right here, trading below that 200 moving average. On the hourly chart, also trading below. Next, I'd like to go through my sector. So first one to go through is finances. Finance is just staying above on both. Real estate looking nice on the daily chart, but also trading below that 200 on the hourly. Energy is like the only one right now that is actually performing above the 200 moving average on the daily as well as the hourly chart. Utilities next. Utilities looking weak right here. You may use that 200 as resistance for more downside correction. We had some pullbacks like these, and it was trading below that potential symmetry support. XLP trading above that 200 moving average, but over here it's definitely trading below on the hourly chart. Home builders also trading below on the hourly chart. Material select just barely hanging on. And over here, you can see this one is a lower low than this one here. So we may see more downside correction, more weakness in these materials. Communications. If this one continues to drag because it's got Facebook, Google, Disney, it's going to continue to drag down NASDAQ along with it. So we got to monitor this one closely. Retail, sideways pattern the last couple of months, without any real push to the upside. On the hourly chart, kind of bouncing back and forth, the 200. XOP, oil and gas over here, nice push to the upside. So we got energy and oil and gas performing great, right? Biotech, not looking so great, trading below that 200. XLV, healthcare, this one as well. This one's also trading below 200 on the hourly. Technology. First area of support is 145. I'm looking to see if that area can hold. But this one really mirrors what NASDAQ is going to do. So I can just put in a single symmetry resistance to remind myself if price comes back up here to retest, there may be a nice decent short setup. We got XLY. Consumer discretionary is still looking great. You can see series of higher highs and also higher lows. I got a little scanner over here, and let's take a quick look at some of these symbols. I look at the first two already. Wasn't able to find anything. So let's take a quick look over here on this chart. So when I take a quick look on this chart, if I want to go long on something, I want to make sure price is getting up above that 200. When I look at this pullback here, what I do, I first use my Fibonacci extensions, make the first two clicks, and I walk it backwards. I know it's a little bit complicated when you first start seeing me doing this, but right there, it just shows me right here, this particular pullback right here is very similar to this one here. Okay, it's not a direct hit, but there may be some pullbacks. If I can find a third, so we have a 618 retracement, a single symmetry support. Let's see how deep this pullback is. From here to here, this pullback is $3.03. All right. How about this pullback? $2.81. This might be too deep. $3.13. Okay, and that's a decent three-price relationship right there. And let's take a quick look on the hourly chart. Okay, so one thing that is against this chart, it did not really enter into my three price. So I'm just going to be patient with this one. We may get a re-entry on this one. But price is trading above that 200 on the daily as well as the hourly. So that's a nice thing. And we do have a series of higher lows. You can see it right here. And higher highs, getting up above that 200 on the daily chart. So that's a fairly decent chart I want to kind of monitor. Taking a quick look at Geo, not a whole lot going on here. So I'm going to skip this one right now. Let's go through some symbols people like to look at every day, you know, Amazon's. So Amazon right here, trading below that 200. Let's see if we can get this higher lows to be intact. If it starts to break below here, man, we're going to see some sell-offs in tech. Over here in Google, what's going on here? Google is also trading below that 200. Chipotle Mexican Grill. Shopify. Alright, so taking a quick look, I had a free price relationship set up here, and this is the reason why we have to follow through on a trading plan. Just because we have a setup doesn't mean it's going to follow through. Price did not respect this potential area of support. So from here, there's nothing for me to do on this chart. I gotta just reset it all up and find the next set of three price relationship. Let's take a quick look at Tesla. Tesla performed wonderfully since that pullback we had. You can go look at back my videos, talk about Tesla, and since then it's really just taken off and off. Okay, so if you're not in this chart already, you gotta wait for the next pullback. Don't be chasing this high. Okay, HubSpot. So over here, we continue to put in a series of higher highs. Oh, it's gotta recalculate. So a lot of times what I do throughout the days, I'm just resetting it up, resetting up the calculations. And we may have a shallower pullback. So pullbacks like this is possible as well. Okay, kind of just let myself know I want to repeat the chart pattern. Align technology over here. Still need a deeper pullback. So over here, we just put in a new recent high. So I just remap it. Set myself an alert. Netflix looking great, looking really strong. Over here we got some earnings coming up on the 18th as well. And I think I also gave out this recommendation right around this area. Yeah, so you guys can go back and look at my videos. You know, we got the 3 weeks into earnings. So this guy could continue to rush to the upside. You're just basically managing your trades right now if you're in this chart. Kind of take it day by day. When it continues to move up in your favor, ratchet up your stops. Adobe. Alright, so nice pullback. Let's see how to go about doing Adobe. So over here, I'm looking at this pivot high to pivot low. Okay, that's the first thing that stood out for me. I'm going to measure this guy right here. So right now, this pullback, $97.81. This one's a 116, okay? So we may have a deeper pullback on this one. So right now, there's nothing for me to do until price gets to right around that area. And over here on the hourly chart, we are trading below that 200. Okay, what else we got? Broadcom. Not gonna do anything on this chart. Palo Alto. Man, this is a great setup right there. MongoDB. Alright, I also gave out recommendation on this one as well. You guys can look at my videos. Alright, Costco. Okay, they don't like to chase these highs, so I'm looking for a pullback. When Costco pulls back, I like to look for deeper pullbacks like this. If I get a deeper pullback like this, for right now, this still stays up above that 200 moving average. Okay. Lumina, so this one's trading below that 200 now, but there's some interesting patterns if I remember correctly. So over here, you can take a quick look. This pullback, 143, 142, almost 143. Can you guys see? I like to look at patterns over here. 191, so that's not really within these two frameworks. So there's 142, 143. This pullback right here so far, 117. So we may have a pullback that is deeper. The first two I'm going to look for are these two. So I'm going to map them out. So when this chart pulls back, I'm looking at pullback to see that 382 area can hold. Now, one thing I don't like about this chart is simply because if it gets down there, it's trading below that 200 moving average. And based on your taste and preferences, some people love these type of charts. They like to fish for these bottoms, okay? And I can find a 618 retracement that is right there within that area. So these are what they call oversold conditions. People like to look for these and kind of pick up if we do get a bounce out of here. So price comes to this area and then still provides a trigger on the 15-minute time frame, right? So they're just following through the rules with their correct position sizing, but setting their stop below that pivot low. So everything's still the same. I just don't look for these type of charts. You guys know I like to look for a series of higher highs and higher lows above the 200 moving average on the daily as well as the hourly chart. For example, Lululemon, right? These are the type of charts I like to look for. What else we got? Cintas. This one's looking great. Continues to put in a series of higher highs. Okay. So with Team, I wasn't able to get that pullback back in June, July. Okay. But now this is starting to look very interesting. Let's take a quick look. So instead of redoing all the work that has to step back in June, July, all we gotta do is just reactivate these guys. Reactivate them and then project to them. You can see we're kind of slicing through, so I'm going to remove that one. I like to see these deeper pullbacks are valid. Okay. Nope, these are not going to work. You can see it's definitely slicing through that area. Let me just share with you how you see my set of eyes. So previously I was using these type of smaller pullbacks. I was expecting these because if I were to measure, they got other smaller pullbacks like these as well. Okay, but over here if I project it, price is slicing through, so I can't use those. Pullbacks are going to be deeper now, such as ones like this, or from that pivot high to this pivot low. Okay, let's also measure this one as well. See, that one's not going to work. So for right now, it's just a waiting game. And I can't really find three price relations with that. Immediately, I got to spend more time on it. So let's just skip to another chart. I'm going to clear these, taking a quick look at Goldman. Okay, so Goldman's part of the XLF, right? XLF, trading below that 200 moving average. Okay, all corrections begin on smaller time frames. Price is going to start slicing below that 200 on the 15-minute, then it's going to roll over to the hourly chart, and if it gets really weak, price is going to slice below that 200 on the daily chart, pulls back, and more downside correction like this. But let's just say if it doesn't do that, okay? Let's just say this is another pullback. But if we take a quick look at these pullbacks here, this pullback we're experiencing right now is already deeper. So there's more weakness over here as well if you use this pullback, right? Price is slicing through. So that tells me this pullback could have more bite to it. Ulta, still looking nice. Okay, let's look at another finance. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. MasterCard. So right here, price is slicing through that 200 moving average, pulling back to that 200 resistance, and we may see more downside correction from here. And that's how, if you get a lot of these stocks in the financial sector to look like this, a lot of stocks are going to continue to roll over if they continue to correct, right? So let's take a quick look. Deeper pullbacks, ones like this. Last time it came down below that 200, but it was able to recover. But this time now, we still haven't hit this pullback. Okay, so let's take a quick look. If I were to look for resistance, I also do the same thing. I walk it backwards. I don't know if other trainers are doing this, but let's take a quick look. So there's this one right here. It's very similar. So this move from this move, right, projected, very similar. So that's the first one. Next I look for is Fibonacci retracements. Nothing right there just yet. And these are caught between moving averages. On the daily chart, trading below. On the hourly chart, trading above. So this one's messy. So I just skip it. So you guys can see, finding that one particular setup that is the best of the best takes time, it takes patience, okay? Home Depot, okay. Got Accenture. Accenture's looking great on the daily chart, it really does. Twilio is trading below, wow. So let's see how that will go about this chart. So over here, we have some potential symmetry support all set up, and it disrespected it, so there's nothing for me to do on this chart on the long side. We are putting a series of lower lows. Hourly chart is also trading below that 200 moving average. It's not messy like MasterCard, right? MasterCard over here, let's review it again. Trading above that 200 on the hourly chart, on the daily chart, trading below. So above, below, that's messy. Don't like that. Twilio, got the price trading below that 200 on the daily and hourly chart. That's in sync. I like that. So let's take a quick look how we can take advantage of this chart to the downside. If we more get downside correction in overall tech. Okay, so taking a quick look. First, I'd like to take a quick look if I could use this as first area symmetry resistance. Okay, so I'm just mapping it out. I'm not doing anything. I'm not shorting anything. I gotta have a 3 price relationship in place, right? Next area that stood out for me is this pullback, this move to the upside, and then it starts to sell off. Okay, that's another one. What else do we have? How about this one right here? How about this one right here? Okay, you can see this move right here, very similar to this move right here. This move, $48.30, $51.40. Sorry, bouncing all around. I think my mouse is out of battery. Taking a quick look at my Fibonacci retracements on this one, we have a 382 and 50% on top. So I'm going to remove these other lines that are not in confluence. So if Twilio gets a move to the upside, I like to see if I can use these areas as potential resistance, preferably against that 200 moving average on the daily chart, because that's like another additional resistance on the hourly chart. So right now it's a waiting game, right? There's nothing for me to do on this chart until Twilio decides to move back up. And from here, price may start to roll over, but only if I get the XLK, another tech stuff. They're also selling off hard too. And that's why I got it mapped out over here, right? Now, the markets can do anything. Price can continue to shoot up from here, right? So you got to just take it from decision to decision. But we have to prepare yourself. So right here, S&P's futures, this is a higher low, right? So they're trying to hold up. NASDAQ, after hours, it's still not making a lot of gains to the upside. So if you're trading E-mini futures, what we got here is a series of lower highs and lower lows, all right? And you are just gotta, maybe you do a single symmetry resistance like this, or something smaller like this. See, energy, we got crude oil pushing up the last couple of days. So I'm going to take a quick look at some of these energy plays. All right, lower price stocks, but they're going to move with oil. If oil continues to perform well, I think these guys can do well to the upside. So you got Southwestern Energy getting up above these moving averages on the daily and hourly chart. So you're looking for strong sectors, and from these strong sectors, you're looking for strong stocks to participate in. And this pullback, it seems to be very, let's take a quick look. So pivot high, pivot low, pivot high, over here. See, these two moves are pretty similar. How about this move right here, pivot high to the low. So right here, I'm waiting for a pullback to around $5 and some change. See if this pattern can repeat itself. Let's take a quick look at another energy. Okay. See this guy's. What else do we have? I think this is gold, so skip that one for now. Plains All American, okay. So these guys, the last couple of months is selling off, but we are getting up above this trend line, so that's nice. Still staying up above that 200 moving average. Starting to kick in a series of higher highs and higher lows. Energy transfer starting to do the exact same thing here. So if you have a trend line here, right, if it's not able to break through in these past couple of months, just don't get involved until this starts to show signs of life. Hourly chart getting up above the 200 moving average. From here, I'm looking for small little pullbacks. So I'm going to clear these drawings real quick. So you can see some pullbacks. I'd like to see this guy continue to push out a little bit higher, because right now I just don't see a clear 3 price relationship against the zone right off the bat. I mean, it's got to just pop out at me, you know, instead of just, because I've been looking at these things for so long. So that's the first one, but these are not really matching right here, right? So you have one here. From here, I'm gonna get a second one. Nope, not getting a second one. So can't do anything on a chart until I have a 3 price relationship. And I'm not sure this is energy or not. It could be. Okay, BTU, this is definitely energy. But this is how I pick and choose, right? If this is trading below the 200, I'm not dealing with it. Over here, I think this is definitely another energy play. I will wait for more strength on that one. Trading below the 200, not dealing with it. Kinder Morgan, okay. And this chart is looking up like ET, right? We just look at ET. It was in this downward pattern and no signs of life to the upside, and now showing signs of life. Getting up above that 200. But over here, it was messy. It wasn't able to get up above that 200. I wasn't able to get up above that trend line. So I would just clear this drawing set, kind of start afresh. Sorry, I think my mouse is out of battery. So from here, I like to look for pullbacks that can pull back into that 200. On the hourly chart, yeah, that's beautiful right there. But only if I can find a 3 price relationship. RRC, well, this one can't do anything with it until it starts pulling back. Same thing over here. So don't be chasing this, guys. You want to make sure it starts pulling back. Follow through on your setup. And that's kind of how I go about my daily chart analysis. I want to look at the broad markets, looking at sectors. And if I want to go long on something, I want to find a strong stock within that sector, providing that 3 price relationship, providing a trigger to go long on the 15-minute time frame, just funneling down to the best, a few basket of stocks that are nice for trading. Thanks for watching this. Leave a comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you soon.